Welcome to the Vinny Rock Podcast.
Much more than this, I did it my way.
I'm a fucking asshole. Hey, we're recording right now. What's going on, guys? This ain't the Drinking Bros podcast.
No, it's not Drinking Bros.
Dude, you know what's so funny? I've been doing the Drinking Bros podcast for so long. That's not the first time I fucked it up and just said the Drinking Bros podcast.
Well, what's funny is I don't see anything in front of you, like resembling that you've been drinking all day.
No, I haven't.
Yet.
Normally, when we do the Drinking Bros podcast, we were drinking like crazy.
Yeah.
Haven't done it in a while. I'm going to try and catch up with them. Hopefully in December, do a podcast with them. Also, I'll have a few projects coming out here soon, and when those come out, hopefully I can jump on there and promote it as well. We have the Drinking Bros live podcast coming out here soon. I believe it's on the 20th. Is going to be we'll have it direct to buy on Amazon, if I'm correct. I got to double check on that, but I believe you can buy it directly on Amazon. It's something that hasn't been done. Is what we did was we decided to film it, edit it, and put it out there, and not have it ready available until it's ready available. So we're not really pushing it out until it's ready.
Yeah, I love it.
So it's pretty cool. I'm excited to see where that goes. But hey, what's up, guys? It's the Vinny Rock Podcast. Real quick, let me hit some of the sponsors. Man, I got to say sorry because I was sitting there, I was drinking a little bit when I had my father on the podcast with me, and I was talking about Warfighter Tobacco. Obviously, I'm one of the owners of Warfighter Tobacco. I'm very proud of that company and what we have done and what we continue to do. But I said the guys were in like Guatemala or Honduras or some shit, didn't I?
Honduras.
Yeah, where did that even come from?
I don't know.
I know.
That was Nicaragua.
No fucking clue. Yeah, they're in Nicaragua. Yeah, they're in Nicaragua. The guys were out there doing some cool blends, and we're just trying things out, and we're looking for what's available, but not even that. They were helping put together the Rocco cigar, the Rocco signature cigar, which won't be out for a while. We're still testing it. I'm going to get a couple of them sent to me, and I'll test them out and see what I like. And once I do that, then it'll probably be available probably 6 months after that. So obviously, I would say July. Sometime the Rocco cigar will probably be available. I'm going to give it a loose date, but you know what happens also in July? I believe the Mayans MC airs.
I can't wait for
what
that.
A great timing on my own cigar and the air dates of potentially one of the biggest shows, one of the most anticipated spin-offs in the history of television.
Gives me goosebumps thinking about it.
It's insane.
Dude, I'm so stoked.
There's so much to that. We'll keep talking. But so there's several things to know about Warfighter Tobacco. We will have the new blends available. We are projecting and hoping and fingers crossed for Black Friday. So that's exciting because we've been waiting on these, but due to the hurricane, we weren't able to get them shipped into us. But these cigars, if you like Warfighter Tobacco cigars now, you will absolutely love and fall in love all over again with Warfighter Tobacco cigars next. We have one of the cigars, to me, is a personal favorite. If I can get my hands on them, I smoke them. It is the Victory cigar. I know you don't smoke at all, Jess, but
I love the smell of them.
It's one of those ones where you can sit in the room and enjoy that one. And then we have the Rocco box. Is going to be the Rocco itself. The Rocco is really identifying the size of the cigar, and that cigar is a bigger cigar. If I can get the actual size of it, I believe it was. Let's see. I think it's the 60 by. What it is pretty much like a 45-minute burn.
Right.
Like without being like John from Warfighter, he sucks him down.
He'll smoke that in like 20 minutes.
That guy's insane. You were here, and he was. How many did he smoke while you were here just hanging out?
In like an hour and a half, I swear to God, he smoked 3 cigars.
He pumps through them, dude.
I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So
I was blown away.
Insane how much he smokes. Yeah. And he enjoys them, but he's just a big man who sucks them down.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Rocco size are going to be the 6x60 sampler pack, and that's going to be the biggest fuck pack. I'm getting all the art dialed in here soon. We should have those ready hopefully in a few months, but that's pretty exciting as well. But again, like I said, the guys were in Nicaragua. Not in Honduras or Chile or Ecuador or whatever the hell I said they were.
Right.
And I apologize for that. But yes, get yourself some Warfighter Tobacco. You can use the promo code. I believe it's Vinny Rock. If that doesn't work, please hit me up. There's so many different promo codes right now that I'm so confused on how many and what is and what. Crazy. All right. So also Lisa beds, Lisa mattresses. Go check those out. Have you slept on one yet?
I have not slept on a Lisa bed.
You've heard of them?
I've heard of them.
They're
Every
insane.
time I hear your podcast, I hear about Lisa beds.
Dude, they're actually really, really nice. Me and my wife keep talking about, like, I swear I haven't slept this good in my entire life. And that's not even a joke. Like, I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up anyone's ass. The Lisa beds is honestly one of the best, most comfortable beds I've ever had. We sit there and try and watch a movie. We fall asleep. But
isn't it crazy that they can just roll that up in a box and then ship it to you and it unfolds? And you're like, you look at this box and you're like,
we were laughing.
There's no way there's a mattress inside that
We were
thing.
laughing and saying, like, this isn't a king size.
It's crazy.
There's no way. And when it opened, we're like, holy crap. And then we laid on it, and I was like, damn.
Yeah.
So, yes, Lisa mattresses. You guys check them out. You can use the promo code VinnyRock, VINNYROC, for $100 off the Lisa mattress, or $200 off the Sapira is the one that I have. It's for a bigger dude.
Of course it is.
A little bit more support for the man. We have other sponsors out there. There's so many, like Willie Peach Chocolate. I told you about them, haven't I?
Yep, the
Have I
spicy
given
chocolates.
you any? Have I given you any?
No, I haven't had any.
Not all of them are spicy. They all have a range on there. It's like a level of spiciness.
I like it.
Yeah, and some of them are just like, there's one. It's like it tastes like a s'more. It has some marshmallows in it. It has some chocolate in it, and it has a little bit of spice to it. But honestly, some of the best tasting chocolate you're gonna find. I got to tell the guy that hook me up with some more, man, because the kids don't need it, which is nice.
He grows it in his own garden, right?
He grows it all in his own garden. That's pretty cool, right?
People are amazing, dude.
I know, dude. They do some crazy stuff, and I love it. That's one of my favorite ones. We got sponsors that are like beer.com. Go check out some Manor. That's something that me and my buddy have been working on for a while. Manor is just really just one of those names, right? I chose Manor because I was like, it's a tough name, right?
It's a good name.
And if you're going to buy some products for the man, you want to just say Manor. They have body wash. They have... beard oils and whatever you want. They have shave stuff. Everything you really want, even though it's beard.com, we have pretty much your pick of the litter. Even though you have a beard, you're still going to trim it. You're still going to edge it up and line it up, and we have things for that as well. But don't forget that one of my favorite things that we have, and something I'm really trying to grow now, is El Vato, my pomade.
I got to get some of that.
Dude, I have some in the room. I'll give you some later.
Done.
It's the best smelling freaking pomade in the world. Soon, I'll have a lot of these products available on the VinnyRock.com website. I'm actually had everything shipped today.
Perfect.
I'm probably going to have some of my books. I have another kid's book that just came out. Pretty excited about that one. You can find it on Amazon. If you just Google Vincent Vargas on Amazon, you'll see the 2 books that I've written. They're just kids' books, and I'll put something out here soon. I plan on filming a video of my kids reading it. But you can find those, hopefully by next week. You can find everything like that onto my website on VinnyRock.com and go to shop, and you can find what you have there, as well as shirts and stickers. And anything else you need, you let me know, and we'll put it on the website. You know what? I'm good with that. I'm good with those sponsors for now.
You're good with that? I'm good with that.
I mean, the only other one I could think of is Carnivore Club.
Yeah.
You heard of them?
I have heard of them.
What'd you think about it? Have you tried it yet?
I haven't tried it yet. Just it's really hard because I'm on this whole keto diet thing going on right now. So Sundays are like my refeed days.
But keto, doesn't they do protein?
Dude, it's all protein. So
Well,
this carnivore box might be the ticket.
That might be what you're to curb all the hungers, the snacks you got. Instead of just anything else, you can have that.
Yeah.
Right? They have like chorizo and they have sauce. It's crazy. I should have a box here coming. It might be here tomorrow. Another thing is you
I
have
think
freedom
you promised
jerky.
that one to your dad already, though.
I did?
I think so, yeah.
And my dad's gone. He's going to be texting me, I heard the podcast.
Yeah.
Where's my box of meat? Also, I got some freedom jerky. Have you ever heard of freedom jerky?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we just started that one. I jumped on board with that because it sounded like a really cool plan. Freedom jerky is United States, all made in the U.S. It's some of the best beef jerky you can ever have. There's different flavors. It's amazing. But the cool thing about that is the money that we make for freedom jerky will be going directly to a nonprofit.
Nice.
The nonprofit is called Warhorse. I am tied in with now 2 nonprofits. Warhorse is one, and Hero Sports is the other. Hero Sports is we play sports. We help veterans play sports and everything like that. And I'll get into that next. But Warhorse is bringing guys into the ranch and kind of getting them a break from reality, a break from life.
Yeah.
Step away from a little bit. Sometimes we'll invite some guest speakers or some very important person to give some motivational tips and help guys just get through it. You know what I mean? And so it's for combat veterans. And so what we do is what the money that's raised from Freedom Jerky will be donated directly to Warhorse, and they're going to be flying veterans in, combat veterans in, and to just kind of help with some of the PTSD and other things.
Love it.
Just get them out of there. We're working
Go
on
get some
doing
freedom jerky.
There you go. So get you some freedom jerky. We're planning on doing a marriage counseling one here soon. Me and the wife are going to go up there and help support it and speak. I'm going to be speaking at that one.
I love it.
I don't know why they
You
would
have
want
some
me to
experience.
speak. Yeah, well, I've been married, a lot, and finally doing it right.
Your wife's awesome.
Yeah, she is.
Your wife's
you know?
awesome.
That's pretty important. But and then you got Hero Sports. We'll talk about them since I already did. Hero Sports is an organization that started out of San Antonio, and pretty much what it is Mike Barker. He able to start this to get veterans back into the community. A lot of guys get out and they have trouble transitioning, and one of the big parts is we segregate ourselves. We kind of I guess turn into hermits. You don't want to go out there and experience the world, or your buddies you were closer with in combat, and you just don't feel like you're going to have that connection again with someone to the outside. But Hero Sports, what we do in in San Antonio, and soon to be Salt Lake, I'm going to be starting a chapter out here.
That's awesome.
Is we pay for veterans to play sports, and so we have a softball team, we have a baseball team, there's a volleyball team, and I believe an indoor soccer team now. Currently, we're looking at a team here in Salt Lake to sponsor a all veteran organization that is a hockey team.
Sweet.
And planning to do a softball team here soon. So, obviously those nonprofits cannot do anything without your support. So if you guys don't mind, go check them out. You can check out Hero Sports, herosports.org. And I'll get you Warhorse's web address. I don't know it actually at the top of my head. But if you go check out freedomdrinker.com, you can check it out there. Oh, my goodness. Man, I feel like those are getting longer and longer.
Well, that's what happens when you become more popular.
Well, it
gets longer and longer.
Well, I'm just blessed to have people supporting the podcast.
Dude, you're a good dude.
Here's
good things.
Here's a crazy thing. Part of me worries about numbers, right? Like numbers is a very important thing. Social media numbers, right?
Yep.
Your engagement and your views and your downloads and all this shit. And in the podcast history right now, I think I'm somewhere around it with just my numbers. And there's another place that's probably going to send me numbers. I'm in around the 80,000 downloads.
Right.
Which is pretty cool, right? I mean, that sounds freaking amazing.
For having, 15, 16 episodes?
Right, exactly.
Dude, you're killing it.
80,000 downloads. And, I would love to get to 100,000 downloads here soon, and I'm sure it'll happen probably in the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But that's not a big number compared to, Drinking Bros. I think Drinking Bros does 80,000 downloads per episode now. Something crazy, right? But we've been around for a while. Drinking Bros podcast has been around for a while. But the Vinny Rock podcast, it might not be the numbers now, but the quality of comments I've received in the inbox has been motivational. It's what keeps me going. It's why I made a to-go kit and I took it with me and filmed, and recorded while I was in California. It's why if I go on vacation, I'll be doing it with me in San Antonio, because I'm going there for Thanksgiving.
Right.
But I got a message today, and the guy said, "Look, I just binge listened to every single one of your podcasts. I listen to podcasts daily, and it is hands down the best podcast I've ever listened to."
Well, there's just something about it. I myself subscribe, and I myself, I just got done listening to you and your dad, Cutman Carlos's podcast at the gym.
That was a great one.
It's just, obviously you got so many good podcasts. You got Drinking Bros, you got Joe Rogan, you've got, all these guys, right? Yeah. I mean, so many things to listen to, and it almost seems like a lot of them kind of start to run together.
Right.
And there's something about yours that's refreshing. There's something about how you just have the ability to converse and communicate and relay the message. And the message is always different. Like, that's what's crazy to me.
Yeah.
But it's just literally just having good dudes come in and just, tell their story.
Yeah.
I feel extremely honored to be here, first and foremost. You're such a good dude. The more that I get to know you, I'm just absolutely blown away that you would invite me to come on and, have a chat. And, with the likes of, Richard Cabral's and Michael Irby's and Cutman Carlos's and just Vincent Rocco Vargas. For me to come sit here,
yeah,
dude, it's an honor. It's incredible.
I think the biggest thing to me is what probably resonates with a lot of people that listen to podcasts is the fact that I know that I'm just a normal fucking dude, right? You know what I mean? And I think since I guess I've humanized myself by being super honest about my life.
Right.
I think it's easier for people to want to listen to because they know they can relate to a lot of my life situations.
Dude, every time I listen to one, it's I take 2 or 3 things from it every single time I listen to it, and it's like, oh shit, I can do that, or shit, I can do this, or this would help me out.
Yeah,
it's just.
No, I've fucked up a lot of things in my life.
but we all have.
Right, exactly. I think that's part of it. The funniest thing is that I have fucked up so many things, and there's things I try to do right, and life fucked me. You know what I mean? It's just kind of how it goes. But in the reality of it is I guess the fact that I'm willing to be open about it, it makes it easier for other people to relate to me. And I guess you just don't feel alone.
Well, I think it lets people know that hey, here, I mean, there's a certain cast of light that's viewed upon guys like you and some of the people that are in your industry. and for us layman people to hear your story, to hear guys that you roll with and their story, and a lot of times it's obviously different, but it's kind of the same.
Yeah.
And then I can relate to it. The listeners can relate to it, and it makes it like, well, fuck, like these guys are super successful. These guys are out crushing it. These guys are doing what they want to do.
Yeah.
They're not really that much different than I am.
It's exactly the truth.
I just need to make the choice and do it.
Yeah, you got to find what your direction is, and whatever your path is, and fucking figure it out. Like for a long time, I lived with walls, right? And metaphorically speaking, I lived with the idea that I couldn't be on TV. I lived with the idea that I couldn't be a writer. I lived with the idea that I couldn't be fucking wealthy, and I'm not yet. But dude, to me, it's like fuck, it's almost there, right?
Dude,
like
you're
I'm gonna
be.
be.
You're gonna get it
with the same aspects that I'm taking like business. What is the same way I'm going towards entertainment? Is the same way I go towards like being a father and a husband and my fucking all those things are what's I believe has been fucking, putting me right on the path of, dude. I was telling Christy this just 2 days ago. I was like I'm very, very external. I guess I sit back and watch my own life and judge it all goddamn day. Like I sit there and be like, criticize myself hardcore for like, am I still the path that I originally intended? Am I still doing what I said I was gonna do? And when I was younger, and I don't know why monetary really means shit, right? Money honestly fucking in the end means shit. Like
it's just paper.
If I don't have my kids, if I don't have my wife, and I can give two fucks about money.
Absolutely.
But I do want to put them in a position where I want to change their stars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I told myself when I was younger, I remember saying this like distinctly. I don't know how many kids do this, but I said, one day I'm going to be a millionaire.
Yep.
And I believed I was going to be a millionaire because for me, that number was, it was just so far out of my reach.
Right.
It was just the impossible.
Right.
I was a kid that fucking, my family wasn't wealthy, but I believed somehow from nothing to something, I was going to do it. And I believed maybe it was going to be baseball. I thought maybe I was going to play professional baseball. You're a baseball player too.
Yes, sir.
And that dream.
I thought I was going to be a professional baseball player too.
Exactly. And so I held on to that for years, and I believed it. And I thought I was going to buy my mom her first Mercedes Benz.
Yep.
And I thought I was going to buy my dad his first Harley. And those are the things I remember with my million that I was somehow going to make. Those are the gifts I was going to give my family out of just appreciation for just giving me the opportunity. And so now I told Christy the other day, I was sitting there, it's like, you know how crazy it is that I am actually on the path to potentially make $1 million. And that for me is like, whoa. Yeah. It stunned me. It took me fucking about an hour to stop thinking about it, because I was like, it's not about the money. It's what I can do with that money. How many people I can help more with that money. It's how much more content I can produce to influence, inspire, and motivate more people.
Absolutely.
And that's all it is.
Absolutely.
And that's all I fucking do. Fuck. There's dude, it drives me nuts. I have so many things written. I have so many things I want to do. So many things I want to help with, but it all takes money. And just so you guys know, you guys listen to the podcast, the money that comes in from fucking the sponsors goes directly into buying more shit to fucking produce for you guys, whether it's a short film that I want to do, whether it's whatever it is, but it goes right back into the fucking office, right back into, you already know.
Well, it's about creating an experience.
Right.
And you want that experience not only for you and your family and your kids and potentially their kids.
Yeah.
But for everybody that you come in contact with, all the people that are listening to this right now, all the content that you can get, any kind of money that we get, because we do some similar stuff with True North Motor Company and some stuff like that. A portion of the proceeds we actually kick back to our local the VA Fisher House for vets that are here,
right,
and their families. And then our local, we have what we call a local 1033 foundation. So it's the Utah 1033 SIL for fallen officers and all that kind of stuff. So they help, provide support for their families and their children to get scholarships and go to school. And, when the incident initially happens, if they need help covering their bills, covering the mortgage, keeping the power on, whatever it might be. But I just think it's really interesting.
But you're giving back.
Yeah, just giving back. I just think it's really interesting. Like, it just seems like there's a shift going on. Not only in personal life, business life, politics, life, whatever, but I think it's really interesting to see anybody can fake it, right? Anybody can just go out and just pretend that they're hustling and make it look like they're hustling and make it look like they're a bajillionaire and they're killing it, but inside they're really dead,
right?
Or they're dying and they don't know what to do. They're lost.
100%. And that's, dude, it's funny you say that. So let me give you a proper introduction because we just jumped into this.
Yeah, I love it.
This is my boy Jess. Jess, you mind if I say your last name?
No, I know.
Green?
Yes.
Okay. So Jess owns the company True North Motor Company. And so essentially, he is the one who taught me how to ride a motorcycle. He's the one who just by chance, by networking and friends.
It's crazy.
He told me, like, hey, man, you let me know. He shot me things. You let me know when you have some time. We'll get you out on the bike and we'll start learning. And the first day we did, we went down to the church parking lot and we were doing some loops and I'm using his bike and I'm terrified as fuck because his bike is, what is it, 2017? What is that?
No, it's a 15 Street Glide.
Jeez, mine is a 2015 Street Glide. It's a beautiful bike. It's like the Cadillac of bikes. It feels great.
She's
it's
pretty
big.
decked
It's
out.
scary as fuck. But he volunteered his time as under his company. Just like this is what we do. We try and teach people to enjoy the community of riding, right? Because obviously the community of riding for you has been a big thing.
The community of riding has been not only big for me, but just my friends and my family.
Yeah.
Just the type of things that I've seen that have come from being on a motorcycle. It's like church, right? It's like therapy.
It's your thing.
It's my thing.
Well, dude, it's the funny thing is that once I started learning, I started seeing it as well, and that's where we became good buddies. We started talking about like, man, I know there's a lot of veterans that can use this and almost use it as therapy for themselves, but also join a community. Same reason why we have all these other little communities I'm trying to build.
Well, and when you get involved with these type of communities, one of the biggest reasons why
You're good. Keep going. Good.
one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to really start True North and really push it and make that my mark and leave my stamp on the world is that everybody's got issues. I've got my own set of issues. I'm still working through them. There's peaks and valleys. But when I'm on my motorcycle, like that's my place. That's my spot. That's my happy place. It's my place to be able to get on after 15 minutes. I've never seen anybody be stressed out on a Harley Davidson or on a motorcycle rolling down the road. Like you don't see that shit in front of the psychiatrist's office. Like it doesn't exist.
It's a crazy thing. So if you guys, the first time me and him went on a big ride, I call it a big ride. It was only about 2 hours, right? It was about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
We were an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah. So that for me is the biggest ride of my life, right? And understand the vulnerabilities of being on a bike, man. Like I've spent many years of my life not afraid of dying, just kind of like going into the combat. I wouldn't say not afraid of dying, but knowing like I'm going to put myself in harm's way.
You're a badass.
Right. No. But
A complete and total badass. And then be semi-scared to get on a motorcycle.
Completely fucking vulnerable. You sit there and you're like, all right, because I know this. I don't always have to worry about the people to the left and right. I feel like people are generally very courteous to the motorcycle population here in Utah.
Not so much, but
Well, I felt like they saw me. Maybe it's because I'm big as fuck.
They see us, yeah. They see us.
But my fear is me fucking it up.
Yeah.
My fear is me making the wrong decision and fucking panicking and then just going dead on straight ahead with the fucking van. You know what I mean?
Well, it's one of those things when you just become one with the motorcycle, and going back to after 15 minutes, like I can only internalize what's going on in my world and in my head and my thoughts before I just finally let go. And I just start looking around and I'm like, fuck, this is great. Like,
dude,
I'm connected to the sights and the smells and the scenery and the motorcycle and the road. And then before I know it, it's like when I'm out creating, which I know you love to do, like that's where it all comes from. Like I'll just be out rolling and then all of a sudden, like there's an idea. It pops into my head and you pull over, you jot it down. There's just something about it.
The crazy thing is that we started this ride in the city. And then we ended up on kind of this back road. And then about 20 minutes in that back road, we're coming up on, what is that, lake?
Yeah, Utah Lake. Yeah, Utah Lake. Yeah, we went right around the backside of Utah Lake.
And I swear, if any of you guys here that are local to me from the Salt Lake City area that are interested in taking this ride or even want to drive up here and ride with True North, you message us or message True North and let them know. But this ride right here is I thought it was one of the nicest ones. He goes, no, man, there's way nicer ones here.
Oh, dude.
And that was one of the craziest rides. So I'm riding for the first time, like on a long ride. I'm getting comfortable. I'm able to put some speed on it. And I look to the left and I see the lake with the reflection of the mountain on it.
It was beautiful, wasn't it?
Crazy. I almost wanted to stop and take a picture, but I'm like, no, man, I'm enjoying the ride. It's a freaking badass ride.
Dude.
And that's the coolest thing about it. And so now what I do when I drive around with Christy, I look around like I want to ride the bike here someday. Like I want to ride the bike to Park City.
Yeah.
I spend a weekend there and ride back. I want to ride some of the back streets and go take her to dinner.
Dude.
We're both like Googling and looking for freaking like motorcycle jackets and you know what I mean?
Hell
like
yeah.
I already got my True North gear. I got my hats, my shirts and all that stuff. But now we're starting looking into helmets. We're starting to look into bikes. I'm thinking I'm going to buy a Harley sometime in maybe in July.
I love it.
You know?
The sooner the better.
Yeah. And so you guys listening, what we're trying to do with True North is I would love to see if we can get more veterans to ride with us, but not even just veterans, law enforcement, some firefighters, it don't matter, just people to join the community. You can be just any, even if you're just a student, but come ride with True North. But not even that. Like what I'm working on right now is I'm talking to a few motorcycle companies and seeing if we can get a motorcycle donated, and I'll be donating to a veteran here in the Salt Lake area that is in need of a bike or some road therapy.
Well, that's and ultimately, I mean, that was the idea, right? Like, not only is it a great way to get some kind of personal therapy, but it's also a way, especially with the veterans. Like, I didn't get a chance to serve in the military. It is one of my regrets, but I love this country and I love the opportunities that it's afforded me. I've made a lot of mistakes, but because of where I'm at and the type of people that I'm surrounded by, I've been able to learn from those mistakes and continue to build and grow. And so I've always wanted to give back to those guys. I've always wanted to give back to the law enforcement. I've always wanted to give back to the military. I mean, they literally get up every single day and they go put their lives on the lines without really asking any questions. So that I can get up and be me. Like, to be honest with you, Rocco, I'm nobody special. Like, I'm just a guy that decided to leave the corporate world and say, fuck you, I can do this on my own. I'm going to go try to make my own money, make my own mark on the world.
So what did you do before starting True North?
So before I started True North, I was in the corporate world. I worked for Mercedes-Benz for almost 13 years.
Crazy. I was going to buy my mom her first Mercedes.
I know. I got into, I was very good with my hands. I had a nice mechanical niche. My dad was a back tree, shade, what we call a shade tree type mechanic.
Yeah.
And I love taking shit apart. Like, I could put it together, take it apart, make it work better. And I just had a natural gift for it. So when I actually got out of school, I actually started working at a local mechanic shop.
Right.
When the dealership opened in 2004, I actually hired on as a service technician and was a service technician for a couple of years. We were in little old Linden, Utah, which back in the day was literally like cornfields. There was nothing around. Yeah. And so they had an issue with turnover and with the sales guys. I'm kind of a chatty kind of guy. Like, I don't mind meeting new people. I don't mind, saying, hey, what's up, and going that route. So I had made friends with the assistant, the general manager and the general sales manager. And one day the general manager came to me and said, hey, I think you'd be good at sales. Fuck you say? Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm this guy with greasy hands and shit.
Yeah, you're
right?
a grease monkey.
I'm like, what are you talking about? And he was like, no, I really think you'd be great at sales. So Curtis Sampson, my general manager, super good dude, played football for the University of Utah. He gave me a shot, my very first sales job ever. Yeah. And so that we go to this event. Mind you, I didn't own a suit. I didn't own a tie. I didn't own a pair of fucking slacks, bro. Right. So we go to a NetJet event, which is part of the Millionaire up at Salt Lake International Airport. Yep. And they're selling like private jets, and we took out some of our Mercedes-Benz. Damn. It's crazy, dude. Yeah. You want to talk about being scared? Dude, my ass was puckered. I was like, I got to puke. Yeah. I have no idea what I'm doing. We get up there, and within 30 minutes, I kind of just mingle just a little bit, say hi to a few people, and somehow I got in next to this guy. He started asking me questions about, we took an S600 up there, which is a twin turbo V12 car. Yeah. And he started asking me a couple questions, and the technical side just kind of kicked in. That's what you know. That's what I knew, right? Yeah. So I just start talking about the car. Next thing I know, bro, by the time I left that event, I'd sold 2 S-Classes and a G-Wagon. Dude, the funny thing is that I did car salesman, right? I didn't know nothing about fucking cars. I know nothing, but the fact that you know all the ins and outs of it, that makes you a better salesman. You're able to explain exactly what the fuck it does. You can explain the car for sure, but what I didn't know at that point in time as I didn't understand people. Like I didn't understand the workings of people and the mental aspect, you know, and the psychological game
the
that
part
goes
of sales that
goes along
very
with,
important.
Yeah, that goes along with the sales.
Yeah,
so,
the nuts and bolts though, which is more important, I think.
But I think that's why the green pie, that you get a green sales guy in there, and they just roll in for like a couple months and they just fucking kill it because they don't know any better.
Yeah, you don't have no fear and just fucking up.
But then when you start to think you've got it all figured out, that's when you start fucking it up. And then all of a sudden,
selling cars for me was the fucking worst. Well, I was selling used cars. You already know the used cars world is a little different.
The car industry itself is in my opinion,
it's tough.
It's tough. Like it's a necessity. Obviously, people need vehicles.
Yes.
There's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. And unfortunately, like I've traveled the entire country with Mercedes and doing sales. And I can tell you there's a lot of people out there doing it the wrong way.
Oh, it's crazy, man. Like me being a salesman, a car salesman at a used car shop and not even a big, like certified dealer one.
Yeah.
Bro, for me, I could not handle it. I could not handle feeling like, because I knew things about the cars, I couldn't be a shady dude.
Yeah.
It's so hard for me, right? And like, when that's someone's business, right? And not saying the person who owned that place was shady. All I'm saying is that it just didn't make me feel good.
Yeah.
And what I do nowadays is like, I want to wake up and feel fucking good about what the fuck I do. I want to know I wake up and I'm still giving back to the community in some way, shape, or fashion. And so when I was doing the car deals, and then my buddies were bringing me guys from the military, like, hey, Rocco, man, I'd love to buy a car from you. I'm like, oh, bro.
Yeah.
Nah. You know, like,
and sets the honesty.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like we can shake hands, we can hang out, you can take a fucking picture, but don't buy a car from me right now because I just don't feel right about this shit, right? Because I'm gonna have to look you in the eye the next day and be like, you got the shitty end of that deal.
Yeah.
And I don't like that shit, dude. That's just not me.
That's what's hard. You know, I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that people need cars. And so, I mean, the cars don't get reconditioned properly. And you see what cars are bought for versus what they're sold for.
Right.
And that was one of the, and as time went, that was one of the ways that I was actually able to kind of start to realize what I was really good at. And I've always been really good at building relationships. And I have found a way to be able to actually build those relationships pretty quickly. I mean, when you're selling a car, I mean, you got to do that sometimes in 30 minutes. Like, person's going to know whether they want to buy a car from you in the first 5 to 10 minutes, you know? So it was my job to kind of tailor to that. And fortunately, I've never been in like the actual used car world or the Ford, Chevy, GMC. I couldn't do it. I'll be the first person to tell you, like, I wouldn't make it in that world. But I had the ability to be able to communicate the technology, the vehicle, and build value in what those cars were. But then also build value in myself and the relationships and dropping the cars off and picking their cars up and the personal service that went along with it. But also the fact that I was willing to be honest with them, say, hey, listen, I'll give you a deal, but this is the best I can do because I'm gonna need to make a little. I need to make a little money too.
I need to put food on the table.
The dealership's got to make a little money. Obviously, they got to. But there's a right way to do it.
Dude,
you know, and ultimately, unfortunately, I mean, that was one of the reasons why. You know, as time had gone on, I'd been there for a really long time. I'd kind of reached the top level. And you know, there wasn't really anywhere else for me to go. I had a little bit of a jive with the upper management and just the actual corporate way of the way that they just want to just herd people through like cattle.
Yeah.
And like I just over a period of a decade, like I learned that when you're asking for $100,000. They're not cattle. These people aren't cattle. These people
you're changing a lifestyle.
These people become your friends. They become your family.
Well,
and
that's a big reason why you have such a good support system now for True North, isn't it?
Oh, it's been huge.
A lot of the people that you've served.
It's all about relationships.
That's all life is.
It's 100% relationships.
It's crazy, man. So you said that, like, you know, that you have these customers. I have they always know me as the guy that has a guy. Like, I know a guy. I got a guy, right?
I got a guy for that.
I do have a guy for my Toyotas. I used to buy only Toyota Tundras.
Yep.
I'd get a new one every couple of years because, I don't know, this is my guy, and he convinced me.
He was good.
Yeah,
and you trusted him.
And, you know, and I told him, like, you know, it's all good. Fuck it, dude. Because
at the end of the day, you really everybody wants a new car.
Right, exactly. It felt good to have a car that I knew that wasn't going to fuck up on me, and it was a fucking nice car, and it feels good for me. I felt almost the pride of being successful enough to own a brand new car, and I felt good about it.
Right.
And I didn't have the stress of this motherfucker breaking down on me.
Right.
And so I tell him, like, hey, what do you got, man, this year? Like, what do you got? You know, and this is my boy. His name's Sammy Dallas. He works in Del Rio. And I just want to give a shout out to him now because I know he's fighting leukemia currently.
Oh man, that's too bad.
he's in several stages right now of his treatments. And Sammy, if you're listening, just giving you a shout out, man. You're still my guy. You let me know if you need anything. I'm working on getting you a flag. He asked me for a flag.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, he said he'll hang a flag. Maybe I'll just send him an American flag. But
let's just get one done.
yeah, we'll get one done. And Sammy, dude, my next car, I'm coming right back to you, bud. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I love it. But yeah, it's one of those things, you build these relationships and sales and everything, and you want to, you just, your name's on it.
Yep.
That's part of it. Your name is on it. And that's everything, like what we're trying to do in business. Like, I think it's cool that your shirts, you do a lot of the sewing of the label. Everything you do has to be in American made. Is that correct?
Everything that we do on our apparel, whether it be our belt buckles, our hats, our shirts, even the few motorcycle accessories that we offer for like tire stickers, our gloves, and everything we do is 100% made in America. If I can't make it in America, I won't do it. And that's not a nick. It's not a gouge. Obviously, I believe in capitalism and all that kind of stuff. I mean, if you can make a superior product in China or Mexico or wherever, and your customers love it, I just really believe that we can do it here, and I believe that we can do it for the same type of price,
dude. And that's
as anywhere else in the world.
That's what I like about it. Is look, dude, you can probably get the same product, probably cheaper. Who knows? Somewhere else. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
The fact is, you just have the pride to say, you know what, my company's not going to do that, and that's just what it is.
That's just how it's going to be for us.
Yeah. There's no knock on anyone or anything. It's just the fact, like, that's just how you want it.
That's how we want it.
That's fucking rad, dude.
That's how I want it.
And I love that shit, man. Crazy. And so here's something cool. So since Jess spent all his years before starting True North wearing suits and understanding suit etiquette, I've been working on a process of trying to get a suit company off the ground. And it's been tough. It's been fucking more than tough. Like, I've had to just put it to the side for a long time. The goal is, in not just goal, it's actually happening. I think we should be able to launch by January 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, somewhere around that time frame.
I'm so stoked.
This is cool.
I'm so stoked.
So what I'll be doing is I've already linked up with a few guys who are able to get us suits for veterans at a very cheap price, and as well as also make custom suits if needed. That obviously comes with a little bit more of a price because that's what suits are. But
sure.
My plan is to be able to get a veteran a suit, whether it's the gray, the blue, or the black, for a very, very comfortable price, have it fitted to them personally, whatever their body structure is at the time, and as well as teach them etiquette on how to wear it and when to wear it and what to wear and when, as well as showing them the process of what it is to make a suit, and when they feel like getting their own custom suits made, they come right back to us and we take care of them. But I think it's important. I think the reason why there's a profound reason why the suit thing is important to me is because me personally, I grew up in a household that the tie was probably the only thing I've ever worn.
Right.
My whole life.
Mine wasn't even like a tie-on tie. Like, I had like the clip-on.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
We didn't have any money growing up.
Yeah,
I literally had like the clip-on that like
I think I
just barely went to like the top of your belly button. You're like, fuck, do I really have to wear this thing?
I grew up Catholic, right? and I'm not Catholic anymore or anything like that. But the point is, I had my first communion. That's probably the one time I wore a tie.
Right.
Right. And then my sixth grade graduation, I think I wore a tie. But like, it's never more than that.
Right.
And there was a point one time when I was in Iraq, and I made a promise. I made a promise to someone up above that I would wear a suit to church one day, and I still haven't done that promise, and I will. But it's what made me think about the suits for veterans. Like, I know I'm not the only one who has never worn a suit or doesn't understand the etiquette of wearing a suit, who doesn't feel like asking the questions to his buddy to the left or right and rather Google that shit.
Right.
And so I'd love to be a resource for the people who want to know more about suits, would love to have that suit and for what occasion and where to win what. You know what I mean?
Well, there's so many different wise wins, wears a house, and all that kind of stuff, to wearing a sport jacket, to wearing a suit. But it's just one of those things, and that's one of the reasons why when I left Mercedes-Benz, why I wanted to do True North, there's just something about good clothing.
Oh, I agree.
There's just something about something that's tailored and that's cut properly. There's nothing better than putting on a custom tailored suit. Dude,
you feel like $1 million.
Fuck that. You feel like you own the world. Like you own the world.
One of the best pictures
it's just incredible.
One of the best pictures of me and Chrissy is I had a suit. It's one of my custom suits I had made. A jacket top, with some nice pants and some nice shoes. And we went to a boxing match. And I swear to you, so many people were looking at us like, who are this dude? I looked fly. I looked fucking good. And I felt fucking good, dude.
Well, that's just it. It's like when your mind's right and your body's right, like everything just works.
I used to tell it to my soldiers. They say 90% of this job is looking good.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. Once you look good, you play good.
Hell yeah.
And that's it. 10% physical.
But it's absolute truth.
I believe in that. It's a mental thing, dude.
Dude, it's everything. It's all mental.
If
Sales
you
are
feel
mental.
good,
Business is mental.
Everything. If you
it's
feel
crazy.
fucking good, you're gonna fucking kick ass, dude.
You're gonna kill it. Well, that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited to be able to come on and help you out with that.
That's gonna be great because there's a lot of stuff I do know. There's a lot of stuff I don't know, but I just need help in getting this off the ground, And so we kind of partner up with doing this and True North together, and I'm gonna help get more veterans out here to ride, man, and join a community if they're feeling lost or whatnot. It's the same thing as everything else. Just trying to find a community for them.
Well, and that's it. I mean, just circling back to everything, when you're out on a motorcycle and it's different, but it's the same for everybody that I've ever talked to. And I've ridden across the country and I've talked to thousands of guys that are out riding. Everybody's got their own shit. Everybody's going through their own thing. I don't care who you are, where you come from, how much money you have, how little money you have. Everybody's got their own thing. But when you have the ability to just let go and connect and just recapture who you are, recapture your thoughts, and just realign your purpose, then it's awesome. So it's kind of like this two-step thing, right? So I find myself getting centered when I'm on the motorcycle. But then what's really cool is that when I'm out with my boys, then you look back and you're like, you're alone, but you're not alone. Yeah. And that was one of the reasons why it's worked really well, because we've got some guys that are ex-military, that are law enforcement. It's that community, it's that brotherhood, it's that sisterhood of I'm going through some stuff that I get to figure out on my own while I'm riding by myself.
But you're still with the pack.
I'm still with my people. I'm still with the ones that I love, that I know have my back. That's what's cool about it.
Yeah, that's real cool. It's crazy. So let me ask you this. You've been on a lot of rides before. What is your favorite ride that you've ever done?
My favorite ride that I've ever done, probably to date, I would have to say the Oregon and California coast. So we started all the way from the top of the Oregon coast in Astoria, where they filmed Goonies. You remember Goonies? Oh, yeah. Fucking love Goonies.
That's one of my favorite. Dude, I was telling Chrissy's never seen that movie.
Are you kidding me?
I'm like,
dude, I love
American.
Goonies. So we actually left in Utah. I don't believe in trailering my motorcycle. So we left Utah. We burned up through Idaho, into Washington, up through Portland, and then we kicked across over into Washington, and then we rode back on this big ass suspension bridge, and then we rode all the way down the Oregon coast and the California coast. Actually came back through the Bay Area, Lake Tahoe.
Nice.
That was probably my favorite ride. I think that's just it though. Is like when you're on a motorcycle and you're out riding, they're all your favorite ride. Yeah. It's just a favorite ride for a different reason. That's what's cool. Like if we really want to start pushing this, and you guys really want to hook up with Rocco and I, or you just want to hook up with us, and we take you guys out on some rides, I'm telling you, there is no place in the world that I've been to yet that is like Utah. Well,
dude, I agree. I think Utah has got some of the best stuff. Every time I drive, like that, I want to drive that. I want to ride. Well, dude, just any of you guys listening, and I know there's a few guys here that are in Salt Lake area. Dude, this doesn't cost anything. This isn't us saying you have to pay True North to ride.
This is just to get out and ride.
True North will take you out and ride. So if you guys are in the area and you want to do some cool rides, hit him up. I'll if I'm available, man, I'll join. I'm still terrified and learning, but damn, bro, I went to the fucking DMV today to get my fucking license, and I have to do the test, the bike test.
Why?
Because in California they test on the 500s, and here you have to the 650s.
Right.
So they won't accept it. So I got to do the motorcycle test.
We'll make a couple phone calls.
Yeah, whatever.
We'll make a couple phone calls.
Oh, there we go. Cool.
But that's what's crazy. I mean, in Utah, it doesn't matter 2 hours in any direction, 2 hours north, you're in some of the best mountainous areas that you can think of. 2 hours south, dude, you're in Red Rock, and just it fucking feels like Mars, bro.
Well, dude,
if 2 hours west, you're in the freaking desert, and it's just desolate, and there's nothing.
I think it's crazy. I think it's Lehigh. You're in Lehigh, right?
Yeah, we're in Lehigh.
Well, in Lehigh, there's the main street, I think, where if you keep going, you go in between the two mountains, don't you? Dude, I seen that, and I was like, that'd be a fucking dope-ass ride. Damn, man.
We got to get you on a bike.
I know. Well, I have a bike that's probably going to get delivered to me here soon. It's just one that I'm going to be able to. It's a smaller one, but it's something I can ride for a while until I put the funds together to get something else.
Love it.
So we got some options coming up here. Shit, man, we're pretty much done here, dude. So why don't you tell me some of your social media where people can find you? I think it's pretty easy, right?
It's all pretty easy. On Instagram, we're True North Motor Company. On Facebook, we're True North Motor Company. And then you actually helped me. We set up an actual community where we can get on, we can answer questions, videos, share your guys' favorite rides, and that's just on the True North Motor community.
Yep, there you go. That'd be cool, man. So, yeah, again, I appreciate you coming on board, having a podcast with me. We had some time to kill. It'd be cool.
I'm honored.
I'm glad to have you here, and we'll get another ride here soon. You guys listening, like I said, if you guys are interested in getting involved with riding anywhere in the local area, hit me up. And if you're looking for some more people to ride with anywhere else, we can use the Drinker Bros to network if we need to. So just let us know. Again, thanks for listening. A lot of stuff going on. Don't forget VinnyRock.com. Go check out the shop. We have all kinds of stuff going on there. Hopefully by next week I'll have a lot of stuff uploaded. So some new things to pick up. Don't forget to pick up my book if you have a chance for your kids. And fuck, man.
It's almost Christmas time. They need a book.
There you go. If they need a book, that's the one for them. All right, guys. You take care. Thank you. Bye.
I did it.